The movie begins in Switzerland in 1307. Europe is in chaos, on the brink of war. Wilhelm Tell, a former crusader known for his unmatched skill with the crossbow, prepares for a hunting trip with his son Walter. Elsewhere in the region, 3 farmers spot a group of Austrian riders known as the Wolfshot, dreaded tax collectors who ride past. One of the farmers, Konrad Baumgarten, realizes they are heading to his house to collect taxes. At the house, Konrad's wife hands over the payment, though it is scarcer than usual. The collector demands that she prepare food for his men and get a bath ready for him. Meanwhile, in the nearby forest, Wilhelm and Walter are tracking a deer. Wilhelm advises his son to aim carefully, reminding him that they are hunters, not savages. Walter fires, but misses. As a storm begins to form, Wilhelm decides they must go down to the village for shelter. Back at his house, Konrad hears his wife's screams and rushes back, only to discover that the tax collector has raped and murdered her. In a fit of rage and grief, Konrad sneaks inside and attempts to strangle the man, although injured. In the struggle, Konrad repeatedly stabs the collector, killing him. He then flees into the forest, while soldiers pursue him. As the storm breaks, Wilhelm helps local fishermen bring their boats to safety. Konrad arrives, desperate and wounded, begging for help to cross the stormy lake and explaining what happened. The fishermen, fearing for their families, refuse, but Wilhelm steps in to help. He sends Walter to find his wife and bring horses to meet them at the waterfall. Shortly after, the Wolfshot arrive in the village. They beat the villagers and torch the houses in a brutal search for. Meanwhile, Wilhelm and Konrad manage to escape across the lake in a boat. At Habsburg Castle in Austria, news of the tax collector's murder prompts King Albert of Habsburg to appoint Gessler as governor, tasked with enforcing order in the canton. Shortly after, the king arranges a political marriage between Gessler and his niece, Lady Bertha, to further secure his influence. Back at the waterfall, Wilhelm's wife soon arrives with the horses and helps dress Konrad's wounds. She scolds Wilhelm for getting involved, warning him that helping Konrad could bring severe trouble. But Wilhelm insists on protecting Konrad, believing it is the right thing to do. Resigned, soon leaves, knowing her husband will not back down. Wilhelm decides to take Konrad to a trusted friend, an old noble comrade from the Crusades who can offer him refuge. Meanwhile, at Attinghausen Castle in Switzerland, the Lord of Attinghausen receives his nephew, Prince Rudenz. He shares the traditions of his house with him, offering a ceremonial drink from a single cup to symbolize unity. 1 cup, 1 heart. Rudenz, however, rejects the gesture and declares that the people should seek favor with the Austrian crown. Since Attinghausen has no children, Rudenz is expected to inherit the family legacy. But Rudenz dismisses the idea, expressing disdain for how the Austrians brand them as mere peasant nobles. Instead, he wishes to obtain higher status and power in Austria. Wilhelm and Konrad arrive at the home of Wilhelm's old comrade, Stauffacher. He and his wife, Gertrude, welcome them warmly and share a meal. During dinner, Gertrude passionately urges them to rise up and fight against Austrian oppression. But Wilhelm refuses. He does not want to endanger his family. He tells her that even if he gathers men to fight, they will only end up dead. Suddenly, Gessler and his men arrive at the house, causing Konrad to panic. Behind his back, they quickly dress Konrad in servant's clothes. Gessler orders a search of the property and immediately notices Wilhelm, who remains seated, eating quietly, while everyone else stands in his presence. Gessler praises Wilhelm's crossbow and mentions the recent murder of the tax collector, searching for any sign of guilt. As Gessler speaks, Konrad becomes visibly anxious. His heart races, causing his wound to bleed and stain his clothes. Wilhelm quickly distracts Gessler by handing over his crossbow, while Stauffacher invites Gessler to dine with them. Gessler declines and leaves, but not before his second-in-command, Stessa, grows suspicious. He tells Gessler that something doesn't add up. Gessler agrees and orders him to find out who Wilhelm really is. After the tense encounter, Stauffacher scolds Wilhelm for bringing danger to his home. But Gertrude insists it is time to unite and fight. She urges Wilhelm and Konrad to take Stauffacher to Altdorf to meet with Father First, a priest and potential ally. Meanwhile, in Austria, Rudenz arrives at court to offer his services to King Albert, but it is revealed that he is romantically involved with Lady Bertha, who begs him not to sell his soul for power and ambition. On the road to Altdorf, Wilhelm, Konrad, and Stauffacher witness a horrific scene. Austrian soldiers confiscating a family's cattle and ruthlessly killing a woman who dares to resist. One of the family members, Melchthal, a skilled fighter, retaliates by wielding a scythe and cutting down the soldiers with brutal efficiency. When reinforcements arrive, Melchthal's father begs him to flee to the forest. On his run, Melchthal bumps into Wilhelm and the others, who hold him back to prevent further bloodshed. But the soldiers capture his father and begin a gruesome interrogation. One of them stabs the old man in the stomach as Melchthal watches in agony. Desperate, he begs Wilhelm to put an end to his father's suffering. Wilhelm solemnly agrees and takes a single shot from a distance, granting the old man a merciful death. When the soldiers realize they are not alone, Wilhelm and Stauffacher unleash their crossbows, bringing down the remaining troops with deadly precision. As they flee the scene, they realize it. The rebellion has begun. The four men finally arrive in Altdorf, only to witness Austrian soldiers assaulting the townspeople, further fueling their rage and determination. Back at the bloody ambush site, Gessler arrives with his men to inspect the aftermath. Enraged by the slaughter, he orders Stussy to track down the killers. Gessler examines a crossbow bolt extracted from a corpse and instantly recognizes it. That night, Wilhelm meets with Father First, a respected priest. Wilhelm asks him to act as a spokesperson to help unite the resistance against the Austrian occupation. The next day, in an attempt to humiliate the Swiss and assert Austrian dominance, Gessler orders poles to be placed in the public squares, each topped with a hat representing the king's authority. A decree is passed. Every citizen must bow to the hat when passing by as a sign of submission. Wilhelm, defiant and unyielding, refuses to bow. Gessler's men seize the opportunity to arrest him. As the townspeople rise up in protest, Gessler arrives with Rudenz and Lady Bertha. In a cruel twist, and despite public outrage, Gessler offers Wilhelm a chance to win his freedom if he can shoot an apple placed on top of his own son's head. Wilhelm succeeds, pulling off an impossible shot. But when he later admits he had a second arrow ready to kill Gessler if his son were harmed, Gessler orders him captured once more. Enraged by the injustice, Rudenz tries to fight Gessler, but is quickly overpowered. Before being taken away, Wilhelm urges Rudenz to return to the Lord of Attinghausen, and rally support. But when Rudenz arrives, his uncle is on his deathbed. In his final moments, the old lord implores Rudenz to honor his homeland. Moved, Rudenz commits to the cause, and soon leaders from all cantons gather, finally uniting as a single nation. Meanwhile, Wilhelm is being transported across the same stormy lake where he once helped Konrad escape. As another storm rolls in, the boat is forced to run aground on the shore. Bertha appears and secretly frees Wilhelm. They escape into the forest, where Wilhelm learns from local hunters that Gessler is heading to Küsnacht. Wilhelm sets up an ambush in a gorge. Although he manages to wound Gessler in the hand, the governor escapes and Wilhelm is forced to flee. Before setting off on a mission to beg King Albert to withdraw his support for Gessler, Bertha asks Wilhelm not to let revenge consume him. He must fight with a purpose, not out of anger. Wilhelm joins the resistance only to learn of a failed attack on Gessler's garrison in Altendorf. The assault was betrayed by an informant and, in the chaos, Gertrude was killed. Resolute, Wilhelm takes leadership of the rebels and begins training them for a new offensive. As Gessler prepares to hold out while awaiting reinforcements from King Albert, the resistance braces themselves for the fight ahead. Bertha, refusing to remain silent any longer, boldly confronts her uncle, King Albert, over his tyranny. In retaliation, she is arrested and sentenced to death, but one of her compassionate cousins helps her escape. In a daring act of defiance, Bertha assassinates Albert in his bed, dealing a fatal blow to the Habsburg reign. Meanwhile, Wilhelm launches the final phase of the rebellion. He challenges Gessler at the gates of Altendorf, drawing his attention in a bold distraction. At the same time, resistance fighters sneak into the city through a secret tunnel. At dawn, they seize control of the gates and open them wide, allowing Wilhelm's forces to flood the town. A brutal battle erupts. Gessler, fighting fiercely, kills both Rudenz and Stauffacher. In a desperate move, he captures Wilhelm's son, Walter, and threatens the lives of the townspeople, hoping the arrival of Habsburg reinforcements will turn the tide of battle. But news arrives that King Albert is dead and the relief force has turned back. Gessler's hope crumbles as his begin to surrender. Walter, refusing to be a pawn, breaks free from Gessler's grip. Face to face with his nemesis, Wilhelm prepares to deliver the final blow, but Walter stops him, reminding him that they are hunters, not savages. Wilhelm lowers his weapon and walks away, leaving Gessler to face the consequences of his own downfall. 3 days later, battle-weary Wilhelm attempts to return to a quiet life. But Bertha finds him and delivers grim news. Albert's daughter, Agnes, has sworn revenge against the Swiss people and Wilhelm himself for her father's death. A darker, bloodier struggle looms on the horizon. The fight for Switzerland's freedom is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy and hit the like button. And if you didn't like it, press the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the full movie. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to see more videos like this.